Every single hostage has a story, and they have a family which misses them dearly. And joining us tonight are family members of the hostages. Galia and Angelino, whose cousin Nadav Goldstein was murdered alongside his eldest daughter, Yam, who's 20 years old. His wife, Chen, and their 3 children, 17-year-old Agam, 11 years old Gal, and 9 years old Tal, have been kidnapped and are held in Gaza. And Eitan from Kfar Vadim in northern Israel, whose 23-year-old daughter, Romi, was abducted in Nova Festival. Please welcome Eitan and Galia. Tell us about Romi. Tell us who she is and what happened on October 7th.
Good evening. My name is Eitan. I'm Romi's father. She's 23 years old. I can assure you that if she enters now this hall, she will conquer everybody's heart.
What happened on October 7th?
October 7 started with a phone call. When I saw Romi's name on the cell phone screen, I answered. And she said, Abba, I've been shot. Where are you? I'm in a festival. How come in a festival somebody's shooting you? She said, okay, I need to give you a context. I'm in a festival in the south of Israel, and there are so many rockets. They are like pouring rockets on us. And I said, Romi, run. Run for your life. She did run with her best friend, Gaia, and she was hiding in the bush for several hours. Eventually, they sent a location to Gaia's friend, and he came from Be'er Sheva, 25 miles away. And then Romi called me and said, Abba, I'm in a car with Ben and Gaia, and we are on the way out. So everybody here at my house was relieved, but for 2 minutes. The next call was, Gaia and Ben are murdered. And I was shot in the hand. And she was keep screaming and shouting, and I'm going to die. We were comforting her that no way she's going to die today. And then slowly, Romi didn't answer to any of our requests. The next thing we heard was somebody speaking in Arabic on the phone, and then the phone went dead. 2 days later, we translated what was said in Arabic, and it was, she's alive, let's take her. The next day, we tracked her phone by some kind of hackers that came to my house, and those guys, wonderful guys, found the iPhone of my daughter in Salah ad-Din Square in Gaza. This is the last thing we know from Romi.
I'm so sorry. Describe to us how you found out what happened on October 7th and 9th here.
I live in Los Angeles for many years, but like most people here, I live here, but my heart and my soul is in Israel. So our family tragedy and our nightmare started Friday night with our WhatsApp group, which is primarily my family in the kibbutz. I have 2 first cousins in the kibbutz, Nadav and Naama. There was regular, typical sirens, and they thought they were under a missile attack. They were up early that day because later that day, there's a kite festival in Kibbutz Kfar Aza called Afifoniyada, where they fly kites of peace towards Gaza every single year. So a lot of kids were already awake, really excited for the day. My cousin Naama was getting ready to go to the safe room, but her husband, from the corner of his eye, saw the paratrooper terrorists come down on the front lawn with a machine gun. And he said, Naama tikansi la'oto achshav. So she did. Her daughter ran back into the house to grab the family bunny, got in the car, and they escaped. My cousin Nadav, who was recuperating from a bicycling accident, really wasn't able to run anywhere, and he went into the safe room with his daughter Yam, 20 years old, Agam, 17, his wife Chen, his childhood sweetheart. They met when they were 14 years old, and the 2 boys, Gal and Tal, 9 and 11. The last we heard from them was, our cell phone is about to die. We don't want to die. Fast forward into Monday night, even Tuesday afternoon, No word. Too much fighting, and the IDF can't get into the house to see what's going on with my family. Around Wednesday, we heard that there were 4 bodies in the safe room. So we thought, okay, the little boys escaped. Tal and Gal. We have Tal and Gal. Okay, we can hold on to that. 48 hours later, after DNA testing, it was confirmed that Nadav was murdered. He was on crutches, he had stitches, we knew it was him. It was confirmed that Yam was murdered. She had beautiful butterfly tattoos on her ankle. And the 4 remaining family members are missing. They were missing for about 10 days. So we didn't bury Nadav and Yam for 10 days, not knowing what happened. It's the kind of decision I don't really wish on anyone. The IDF did a good job, and they were able to confirm that they're held captive in Gaza. We buried Nadav, we buried Yam, and we are waiting for our family to come home.
What is your reality like these days? What is life like for you?
I'm a bit of a zombie. I have very little patience. I'm a pretty good mom, but when the homework isn't getting done, I kind of fly off the handle. I go to work for a few hours and then I come home. It's hard for me to focus. I only watch the Israeli news like everybody else around here, I think. I found myself one day crying in the aisles of Trader Joe's, buying snacks, because everybody was there having their regular day-to-day life. And I was very deep into my own sorrow. And it's very hard for me to imagine how everything else is normal, but nothing for us is normal. And I don't think it's ever going to be normal, but we can start being normal once we get our loved ones back.
Eitan, what kind of help and support are you getting from your community, from other communities?
Am Yisrael Chai. We are surrounded with human Iron Dome. People around Israel and around the world are waiting for me to ask them for anything, just to do something for Romi. There's nothing to help. Just pray, continue to pray, and do whatever you need to do in order to release all the 241 hostages immediately.
Galia, what do you think people can do more?
When I went back to work, my amazing team bought me flowers and chocolate and signed a greeting card. And I looked at them and I said, thank you. But if you really want to console me and be there for me, you're going to sit on the sofa and you're going to ask me every question you ever wanted to ask and was embarrassed to ask about Israel, about the IDF, about our way of life. And they did. They sat down, I closed my office door, and we had like a 2-hour conversation. And when we were done, I felt like I explained something to people who knew very little. And I felt like if they got it, and they went home and told their husband or their wife about it, and that other person talked to their neighbor, then that's what happens. And I want everyone in this room to do the same. עם ישראליות חוצפנית ובלי בושה, לדבר, להסביר, לא בעצבנות, בסבלנות, because people really want to know, and you have to be patient with them. I also think that we need to be חוצפנים עם העולם, and to demand, at the very least, for proof of life, for the Red Cross to get in there and let us know where they are, that they're being fed, that they're taken care of, and when do we get them back? There can be no discussion, no negotiation, no pause, no nothing, until we know where the hell they are.
Eitan said to me that he feels like so often they are the ones that are comforting our community. So your strength and your positivity and your knowledge that we're going to bring all of them home is what's keeping us all strong. And we want to join together, all of us, in being as clear as we possibly can. Bring them home. Bring them home. Bring them home right now. Thank you so much. Thank you. Galia and Eitan.